Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm Preksha Botra, and I'm a member of Legal Specs. Um, Legal Specs is a community of law aficionados throughout the country. We are a bunch of people from throughout the country, law enthusiasts, and we believe that law should be available and accessible to everyone, which is stated in the spirit of the Constitution. Our motto states lawyers in making, and our goal is to help students improve their awareness of careers as well as outreach. So we conduct various internships, we conduct various programs, we conduct various webinars, seminars, and everything under the sun. And this video or this series of videos that we're going to put up um, is a highly requested series, which is the Moot Court series. And we heard you. So here we are, and we're really gonna try to make everybody understand, and so that your moot court journey in your moods in your schools becomes a whole lot easier. So I will just be sharing my screen, and we can go through this entire thing together. This series would comprise of 6 sessions. This is session number one, which where we'll be talking about the importance of a moot court, as well as an introduction, as well as what are the components and who are the people who are part of moot, etc. So I will just be sharing my screen. Okay. Um, as already mentioned, this video is titled Introduction to Moot Court. This is the first video or the session one, whereby it is an introduction to the moot court. And before moving forward, I would like to share a quote which I think is super cool. It says, "Moot courts are the crucible where legal theory transforms into practical excellence, forging future advocates with the skill, confidence, and courtroom wisdom needed to illuminate the path of justice." So this is the quote which you can search and you can find anywhere on the web. Um, so moving on. Firstly, what is the moot court? Um, Mooting is the form of an oral proceeding similar to that of a court proceeding, practiced mainly in institutions and universities where law is taught as a subject. And it is basically taught to see how efficient a student is in fighting an argument based on law. Moot court competitions are an integral part of legal education in India. They help students develop practical skills and a deeper understanding of legal principles, courtroom etiquette, and the art of advocacy. So, a moot court is a stimulating legal exercise. Where stimulating basically means where you are part of the whole, the activity or the event. It is a stimulating legal exercise where law students, typically from law schools and universities, participate in mock court proceedings. Moot court literally translates into mock court proceedings, where it is basically to gain practical experience in the field of law and to enhance their skills as advocates and to enhance their skills as um, in the aspect of the fact that you need to be able to argue in front of judges. You need to be able to put forth your views, put forth what's in your brain through your mouth at the judges so that they can understand. And the term moot is basically derived from an old English word called mot, which means a hypothetical case or a matter open for debate. Moot court competitions are designed to replicate the appellate court process. Um, Usually, any moot court competition is usually based on the high court, so where it is usually it's gone on appeal, uh, and students take on the role of lawyers. As in me and you as students, we take on the roles of lawyers and we present arguments based on a fictional or hypothetical issue or a legal case before a panel of judges who may be legal professionals, professors, or even practicing lawyers for that matter. These competitions cover a wide range of issues. For example, constitution, you have contract act, you have at the moment the most ongoing thing is that of the Information Technology Act or things like that. Moot court participants are usually required to do there are like three rounds. One is the researchers round, wherein it is usually a team of three, whereby there is one researcher and you have two speakers. Your researcher is the one who does a lot of the research. Um, Here, I'm not trying to imply that the other two people who are participating as a team do not do any research, but the researcher is the one who will take this particular researcher's test, where they will be they will be given a set of questions by the universities or schools, and then they will have to fill it out, and they are marked on the basis of that test too. And your speakers come into play when you have your oral rounds. And the you also need to prepare memorial. One thing that I'd like to add in here is that you need to prepare memorials for both the sides, the petitioner as well as the respondents. So, and then you have a draw of lots where you pick out who you are. If you're let's say you're from you pick out the petitioner. So your team will be all be representing the petitioner, and if some other team picks out respondent, they will be the one representing the respondent. Now, here, when you have the judges or the panel of people sitting to judge you, they usually evaluate your legal research, your analytical skills, as well as your ability to present your arguments persuasively and your knowledge on relevant laws and procedures. So, moot court competitions, as I've already mentioned, is an integral part, and in some universities, it is a compulsory subject as well. You're marked on the basis of that, and in some universities, it adds as it acts as an assignment, or it acts as a like an extracurricular that you could do. And moot court is also really 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 attractive on your CVs, and a lot of senior advocates and Supreme Court advocates prefer to take in interns who have at least one or two moot court experiences. Not saying that you would not get it otherwise, but a moot court is always an additional added value to your resume. Now, moving on, why should one participate in a moot court? Here are 5 points, and I will just be explaining them to you briefly. First of all, there is legal skill development, where you as a lawyer, your legal skill, your ability to, put legal, any legal skills, be it drafting, be it arguments, be it, persuasiveness, all of those develop when you participate in moot courts and when you participate in debates and such other competitions. But moot court is the most sought out after competition for a lot of students and a lot of advocates who take an intern. And then you have courtroom experience. So as I already mentioned, it is a simulating legal procedure whereby you experience the courtroom without being in the courtroom. So you have judges, you even have, in the next slide, I will be telling you who and all are part of a moot court competition. You have your courtroom experiences where um, the judges will be grilling you and they will be posing questions and posing arguments on their side, because they're obviously well experienced than we are, and they want to know how good we can get, right? So they always try to hassle you, or they always try to pose questions, multiple questions, if they think you're really good at what you're doing. Then you have improved critical thinking. As lawyers, as advocates, we need to be able to think on our feet. We need to do on-the-spot decisions. Sometimes, an illustration or an example is one time where I had to prepare a legal brief within 10 minutes. So what, how do you do that? That is where your critical thinking enhances, and why you need to attend moot courts. Even if you're not attending as a participant, definitely should attend as a watcher or someone who's watching the proceedings, so that at least you know, and then next time you can always participate. Um, and especially if you're final year student, in most universities, it acts as a final year, or once you enter your third year is when you start having moot court competitions, and your college will send you themselves. Otherwise, you can always participate from your own end, and take teachers' help and all of that. So it enhances critical thinking. It also enhances public speaking. You always need to be ready to speak on any topic, be it either on the criminal side or on the civil side. Your moot court competitions give you the questions that the judges pose towards you, how you answer those questions, all in a whole enhance your public speaking skills. And public speaking is something which is super, super important um, in any profession which involves the use of mind. Like, for example, you have advocates, you have judges, you have politicians, you have public speakers for that matter, you have diplomats, you have all of these professions require public speaking. Moot court competition enhances those public speaking skills as well as your research and writing skills. And this is a super, super, super important skill to have for any student wanting to become an advocate, for any law student wanting to become an advocate, for any person who's aspiring to be in the judiciary. All of these skills are super important, especially the research and writing skills, how you research, what are the sources you can use, what is the hierarchy of the court, which courts' decisions are binding on which courts' decisions are not binding on which courts, how you write, how you present your arguments, how you present what is in your head in your paper. All of those are the reasons, these are the five major points why you should be participating in any kind of moot court competition, be it national, be it international, be it intercollegiate, be it intracollegiate, anything. Just always, always, always think about the fact that, okay, I will gain practical experience out of this. All of these skills will develop. That is why you should go to moot court, not for the fact that you're winning. Obviously, it would be a great thing if you win for you, for your teammates, for your parents, as well as for the institution who you are representing. That is obviously there, but these skills are, in my opinion, more important than all of the other things. Moving on, the role of moot court for students. As I've already mentioned, participating in a moot court is crucial for aspiring lawyers as it develops fundamental legal skills, including research, writing, and oral advocacy, while providing valuable courtroom experiences and enhancing critical thinking and public speaking abilities. This practical exposure, coupled with opportunities for networking and confidence building, equips students to apply legal theory effectively, understand case laws, and work collaboratively as a team, ultimately bolstering their resume and fostering professional growth for a successful legal career. All of these are again, incentives for you to participate in workforce. You have your research skill improves, your writing skills improve, your public speaking improves, your persuasiveness improves. You have a lot of these advocates who come in, judge your moot court competitions. You can get to know them. You can have their LinkedIn's, which is a super important platform to have in this era of digitalization. You can always have LinkedIn, you can always talk to them, you can always um, your confidence is built because you're talking to a senior which you hopefully will intern at in the future. Then it helps you in applying legal theory effectively. It helps you in understanding which part of a case law is relevant to your case, as well as it's good on your resume. As I already mentioned, any moot court competition that you go to is good for your resume, and it also helps in your professional growth. You're more confident in yourself, you're confident in your speaking skills, you're confident in your research skills, you're confident in your writing skills, your drafting skills. All of that is super, super, super important for any law student aspiring to become lawyers or advocates for that matter. Now we have components of moot court. This is something which is this basically the slide following this slide will basically tell you who are the people who are part of the moot court. The selected few people who are necessary for a moot court, without which a moot court cannot function effectively or run effectively. You have three kinds of people. One is a judge or a bench of judges. These are people who are professors or who are legal illuminaries. You have sometimes even judges come to judge national and national level moot courts. Then you have a moot proposition, which is your legal problem, which the hosting university or school will give you. whereby you need to prepare memorials as well as you need to argue on the basis of your moot problem. Then you have representatives of the parties involved. That is councils or team composition of representatives, generally comprising of three persons, two speaker and a researcher. Um, where so basically you have a moot proposition firstly, which is your like a problem where which they give you, the university hosting you will give you a moot problem or a legal problem or a moot proposition. And then you have a bench of judges or judge who will be judging your drafting skills, your research skills, as well as your your critical thinking ability, your public speaking ability, and everything else under the sun. Then you have your representatives who is basically you and your teammates. You will be representing a particular side, right? The petitioner or the respondent. So usually how you get to know who you're representing is, as I already mentioned, through a draw of lots, wherein you pick out a chit. The hosting university usually, makes chits and keys, and you pick out a chit, and then you realize, and then you find out whether you're representing the petitioner or the respondent. So you always need to be prepared for both the sides. The coins can switch at any time. Moving on, importance of the moot court and the main the entire um reason why a moot court is important is most of it is mentioned in these slides, and it is the reason or the importance of why you should participate in a moot court competition. So there are about 10 points. Um, First of all, it is on your practical side. The first 5 points are what you will get out of it, as in your legal side of things. And the points 6 through 10 are what you will develop as a human being or as a person. Okay, so first one is practical application. Basically, moot court competitions provide students with practical exposure to real world legal scenarios, enabling them to apply theoretical knowledge to practical situations. And this helps to bridge the gap between academic learning and the actual practice of law. So basically, practical application is, as we already know, it is simulating legal exercise. And usually, really big case laws from the Supreme Court or the High Court are taken up and they are made into problems. So, firstly, you need to identify which case law this is, and that is where a lot of your time goes in, right? Like you're trying to figure out which one it is, and usually it's just off the top of your head, you know, but otherwise, you need to do a lot more reading and, going through judgments and going through journals, etc. And so this bridges the gap between what you're learning in your law subject and applying it in the real world scenarios or applying it in the problem or in the situation that is given. Secondly, you have use of legal dictionary. Legal dictionary comprises of legal terms. You have citations, you have statutes, you have your drafting skills. All of that is an umbrella term. Is all of that as an umbrella term is legal dictionary. Then it is a vital tool for any legal professional or students. You should be able to basically um, use legal dictionary as in legal words, legal meanings, legal sentences, interpretations of these terms, statutes, um, and all of those are part of your legal dictionary. Um, so you will, as you go to more and more moot court competitions, your legal dictionary will develop. Definitely, there is no doubt about it. Um, and, and not all colleges and schools give the same problem. They always have something different. There's always a new case law, and we don't have a shortage of case laws to go by. Some universities go towards the criminal side, some stick towards the civil side, and some go directly at the constitution. And there are some other universities where you will be going to neither, but your whole problem will be based on the statute, or the whole problem will be based on a statute. Then you have so basically you learn legal terms, you learn learn how to navigate your complex legal terminologies, and you learn how to accurately understand the meaning of the word, any word or any sentence or any term. So that is where your legal dictionary develops and you become really good at it. Then you have enhanced oratory skills and body language. A judge. If you ever have been to a real world court, not a moot court, a real world court, you know that oratory skills are much appreciated. There are a lot of advocates and senior advocates who prefer to make oral submissions instead of written. But it is always better to have both. You should have a written submission as well as you should have an oral submission. Um, so in a moot court competition, you basically learn how to articulate legal arguments effectively, as well as it helps in improving your public speaking skills and also develop your art of persuasion, and all of which, as I already mentioned, are crucial skills for all of you soon becoming advocates, soon becoming lawyers, soon becoming judges, or anything in the legal field. You need oratory skills. You need to know how to speak. You need to know how to put what's on your mind through your mouth at the judge or at the person who you're submitting to. And your body language is also something that matters. If you keep fidgeting with your hands, it shows that you're nervous. In the same way, if you have your hands in one position and you're moving your hands in certain ways to express certain things, um, the judge knows that you're confident with what you've done, and it helps. And all of these um, helps in your confidence building, as well as it helps you so like for example, if you're lanky and you're tired and you look tired, the judge will not have the mood to even listen to you. In the same way, if you're upright, if you're smiling, if you're bright, and if you're like talking eloquently, you have good oratory skills, your body language is up to the mark, um, as well as you're here and there, trying to lighten the mood, and all of that is all really important in the practical field. Um, so that as we already know, judges are burdened with a lot of cases, and we will never have enough judges to, so that all the cases can be disposed of effectively. But in the same limelight, if you are able to persuade the judges to even listen to you carefully, to listen to what you're saying, to give you comments or to give you suggestions as to how you can improve, that is why you won as a legal professional, in my opinion. Moving on, the next importance is that of conducting legal research and analysis. Now, when you get a moot court problem, you cannot just go by the moot court problem. There's a lot of back end work involved, which includes research, drafting. You have analysis of your research, picking out relevant paragraphs which are relevant from your research. There are some times where all the research you do would not um, and then you find one particular case law or one particular statute, and all of the research that you've done cancels out everything. And this is the main you know this is the main thing that you will be focusing on, and then you move on with this particular case law and then start researching again. It is a never ending process. Legal research, you can always do more, you can always analyze more, you can always search for more. There's a plethora of case laws that you can refer to. Um, and moot court competitions basically develops your legal research skills, and it makes you a really strong legal researcher, and it opens up uh, your mind to new things. When you start researching, there are a lot of times you go down a rabbit hole wherein you're not at the end of the day you're not conducting the legal research on the topic that you are given, but you end up doing something. So to avoid that, you need to limit your legal research to the problem which you're given in a moot court competition. Moving on, we have drafting. Drafting is drafting in a moot court competition is crucial as it hones your legal writing skills and how to effectively present complex legal arguments. It facilitates development of concise, coherent, and persuasive written submissions for the judge's consideration. No matter, like, as I've already mentioned, your drafting needs to be precise and to the point. It cannot be long and, pages and pages and pages worth of drafting. So, कोई भी judge जो होता है, they always want to, know what the entire petition or the plaint or any kind of interlocutory application or memos, what everything is in just 30 seconds. A lot of judges will not, even read the I mean, they read it, but like they will be so tired reading it throughout the day that you need to have such good research and such good analysis in a short, in as short as you can go, in a coherent manner that is in a flow. It should not be breaking in between. All your events should be in a flow, and you need to have concise, small, like as small as you can make it, your argument. Um, then moving on to understanding courtroom dynamics and etiquette. Moot court competitions simulate real courtroom environments, allowing students to familiarize themselves with courtroom procedure, decorum, and dynamics of legal proceedings, thus preparing them for future legal practice. So basically, how you address your judge, how you address your fellow counsel, how you address your teammates, all of that you learn in your moot court competitions and etiquette, how you bow before you enter the courtroom, how you bow before you exit the courtroom, um, how your phones need to be off or on silent when you're in the courtroom, how you cannot be talking amongst yourselves, and how um, if a judge asks you a question, how do you respond to it? All of that you learn in your moot court competitions, or when you're viewing moot court competitions or when you're participating in moot court competitions, you learn all of these dynamics and your etiquette perfectly there. Then you have teamwork and collaboration. Moot court competitions often require teamwork, as I've already mentioned. There's a team of three usually. You have two speakers and one researcher, and all of you need to be, so tight and perfect with your research, and you need to have faith in your teammates. They need to be like people you can lean on in the moot court competition, wherein they got your back, right? You know that they will come in and they will take over if there is a situation where you're not able to deliver everything on point. There's always you cannot. A moot court competition can never go as planned. There is always something that goes wrong. So when you have confidence in your teammates and when you've collaboratively worked on the entire moot court competition, you can rely on them. You learn teamwork. You learn how to depend on others. You learn collaboration. You learn, um, you know, uh, interpersonal skills, like for example, understanding what the other person is saying and then putting it in your words and explaining it to the other person. So there's a lot of collaboration, interpersonal skills, ability to work in a team, which is a super, super thought out goal. Um, and any person who can work as a team can work alone, but a person who can only work alone can never work as a team. So that's where you learn your teamwork and your collaboration and how you can come together and work effectively as a team, how you can make sure your team gets to where you need to be. All of that requires teamwork and collaboration. Then you have networking opportunities. You get to know a lot of other people, your opposing counsel, the other teams. You get to know how they argue. You get to know you can pick out things that they've used in their arguments or in their submissions, or when you're having your oral rounds, you can pick out certain arguments, and you can always outside the moot court competitions, you can always network and get to know more people through these people that you met at moot court competitions. Then you have confidence building. Engaging in moot court competitions helps boost confidence, self-confidence, and self-assurance as we learn how to present complex legal arguments in a competitive and challenging environment. The world is a competition. Everybody is running a rat race. So when you have confidence in yourself and when you have confidence in your teammates, when you have your self-assurance, when you have um, the you should be so confident in yourself that okay, even if they ask me any question, I will be able to answer. There are a lot of people who crumble and cripple when the judges are posing questions. You need to have that much confidence in yourself that you will not cripple no matter how many questions the judges ask. They will they will definitely ask you multiple questions, and to know how how much confidence you have in yourself. They will criticize your memorials. They will criticize your research skills and your analytical skills. But at the end of the day, if you've stood through it all without crippling, without, breaking down, without losing your confidence, is where you've won, right? Even if you don't win, you still win in the fact that you have self-assurance and self-confidence, and you have trust in your teammates, and you have confidence in them. And when you have that confidence, it shows. And when it shows, the judges are definitely going to be, giving you extra marks for the confidence and for the fact that you've answered all the questions, for the fact that you've not crippled under the pressure, you've stood your ground, you've not changed from one thing to another. That is something which is, super important in a moot court competition. Then you have cultivation of professional ethics. Um, wherein a moot court competitions often involves addressing ethical dilemmas and promoting ethical conduct, instilling strong sense of professional responsibility and ethical awareness in aspiring legal professionals. Professional ethics is basically how you work as an advocate, right? How you must always, always, no matter what, stick up for your side. You must always support only your side of your arguments. For example, you're saying argument A, but the opposing side says an argument B. You can't say, "Oh, I agree with you." You can't even think that. You might think that. You will obviously think that if they're actually making a valid point, but you must not let it show. You must not falter from where you're going. You must always, always um, stick by your ethics, stick by your decorum, stick by your conduct. You must not, have, outside courtroom settlement wherein you're able to bribe someone into doing something for you, or they are able to bribe you into doing something for them. That is completely wrong. That is not the professional ethics we want as future lawyers and advocates. Then you have persuasiveness as well. That again comes under the oratory skills and body language. So I've not mentioned it as a separate point, but persuasiveness in moot court competitions is crucial as it showcases your ability to effectively argue legal points and to influence your judge's decisions. It reflects your advocacy skills, which are critical and essential for success in the legal profession. So, um, moving on, um, anything and everything, like all of these are really, really, really things that you get out of participating in a moot court competition. Overall, these competitions contribute significantly to the holistic development of law students, equipping them with the necessary skills, legal knowledge, confidence, networking opportunities, teamwork, legal dictionary, oratory skills, body language, drafting skills. All of these are, they contribute significantly to your development as well. It's not just that, you're winning moot court competitions. It also helps in developing you as a whole, your legal side, that is your application, your use of legal dictionary, your oratory skills, your legal research, your drafting, all of that improves side by side. Also, you understand how to work as a team, you understand collaboration, you cultivate professional ethics, you understand courtroom dynamics, you understand the etiquettes that need to be followed, you understand the fact that these moot court competitions are networking opportunities, and you cultivate all of these, is when you have won as a legal professional, or a law student, or even a legal enthusiast. Um, Moving on, if you have any questions, kindly comment them in the comment box below. Part two of the video would be out on the 12th November to 2023. Please like, comment, and share, and stay tuned. We will be coming back soon with part two of the video on 12th November. Um, Thank you. Have a great day.